night where Eris Boreas Greyrat reaches new height, Rudeus Greyrat is ecstatic. Unfortunately, his joy is short-lived as Eris suddenly abandons him to embark on her own journey. Believed that Eris had lost all interest in him, a heartbroken and depressed Rudeus sets forth to the Northern Territories, with his sole goal being to locate his mother on the vast continent. Rudeus wonders if persisting through a daily life is worth the pain, falling into a robotic routine as he endlessly laments on his lost love. However, the dangers of the North soon prove that one cannot survive with a dull mind. While on a quest with the party counter Arrow, with whom he recently became acquainted with, Rudeus has a breath of death, an experience that forces him to finally snap out of his despair. With his newfound teammates, Rudeus rediscovers the pleasures of daily adventuring and moves forward with his original goal of living his second lease on life to the fullest. This anime has 12 episodes. It does have a part 2. It's premiered July 10th, September 25th of 2023, based off a light novel. It is adventure, drama, and fantasy, ecchi for the genre. Themes are isekai and reincarnation. Each episode is 23 minutes, and it's rated R and 17 plus for violence and profanity. Let's get started into the review. Back with season 2 of Mushoku Tensei and Jobless Reincarnation, and we have Rudy, where he's more mature, and he's grown since season 1. I feel like overall, from Rudy's development as a character, as a whole in general, from season 1 to season 2, like he's changed a lot. Yes, he's been through some hardship, and that's good because he learns to. It's the hardship that he's faced have humbled him more, and now he's on this soul quest and journey to like find his mom. After the events that happened from season 1 and season 1 part 2, I feel like overall we're gonna see Rudeus with new team members and him moving from those team members to find, maybe a connection that he's always hoped for. And when he's with his first, new team, when he left his old team after the heartbreak that he's experienced with Counter Era, he's realized like he can't stay in the sad, moping, depressed state that he's had himself in for a long time when he experienced his first heartbreak. Now, with that being said, he's learned that, he can make a name for himself, be a good adventurer, and hopefully get some key details of trying to find out where his mom went to. And I feel like with Rudeus, with the edgy part, they have calmed it down, which I appreciate so much. I feel like the edginess was like overpowering in the first season part 2. But this way, in this season, it's taking a scale back, which I appreciate a lot. It's still there's still some very serious moments in the show talking about slavery and everything else and racism, discrimination, but like it's not as bad as it was in the first season, I feel like. But like there's still like discrimination when it comes to that slavery part, which we see that Rudy deal with that type of topic in the show. And then for him personally, he's navigate through new friendship, the new journeys and paths along the way that eventually like these roads that you leave in one group of relationships ends with another. And here we see Rudeus like chatting with his new teammates, and then we see Rudy again traveling again to this school when they found out like his reputation, the power that he does, particularly saying spells without talking, like incantations per se. But we see like certain characters return back or some mention of that sort. But I feel like for this season, I liked it. For someone who is interested, who watches a lot of isekai, and they're all vastly different from one another. But for this one in particular, we see Rudy be the first season be very overpowering, and then the second part of the season 1 where he's still learning, still developing, and then in season 2, like he's like honing in on his training, like he's like trying to make sure that he's not all just for show with the strength that he's progressed over the years. And we see some familiar faces return. If you know who this is, then I'm glad. But if you don't, you have to watch the first season to understand who this character is. But it's important that, Rudy becomes familiar with these type of sentiments and the relationship that he's built over the course of years, becoming stronger, and then reuniting with some old friends from his past to see how much he has grown over the years. But definitely check out Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation, and let me know think down in the comments below. And I'll see you soon for another anime review. Until then, bye.